Howdy kumquat. I'm back with a little check-in. It's a rainy September morning and I'm thinking about ya. Thinking about just catching up. I'm working on some videos, editing them, trying to, I have a lot of fun footage for you, and I've honestly just been too busy to sit down and edit. And so this does call into question if I can do this YouTube thing the way that I want to. You know, most people just like do what I'm doing right now, just turn the camera on and just talk. And that's much, much easier than what I'm doing, which is actually like trying to show you progress on lots of different projects. So my art projects, my life is my art. You know that. That's our big project. Your life is an art too. But, you know, I teach, mainly I like to teach by example, you know, and I use my own life as an example. And I do believe that, you know, the external is a reflection of the internal. And so I'm just always very aware of the sort of meta layers going on with what I'm working on. And I like sharing that with you. I'm not a content creator. I hope that's clear by now, because I'm not like churning out just videos on a schedule so that I stay in with the algorithms. I'm not willing to do that. I don't really, I mean, I am trying to figure out how to get a return for my investment of time and energy. And it would be nice to have more income. However, I really do believe that being an artist is a service job. So before I worry about what I'm going to get from it, I try to worry about what I'm giving to it. And I try to give quality, and that's what I'm trying to give, is some quality here and something different. I also share very personally my life. I don't see a lot of other people doing that. Like this morning, I'm, you know, I just am kind of out of bed. I'm drinking my coffee, like, and I'm just sitting here to talk to you. So I try to be real, and I try to think about what I'm giving more than what I'm getting. Because if I look at what I'm getting from it, it actually kind of is bruising. What I get back is not close to what I feel like I give. And I've been in that situation for a long time with the world. And, you know, there is a point at which you have to decide, you know, is this a boundary issue? Am I over giving to situations? But I would always rather err on the side of generosity, and then I can pull back and moderate what I'm giving, because I have a big heart and I like to act from my heart. You know, if you think about the chakras, the heart's the gateway, the hands are extension of your heart. Ooh, it's on this plane. I got a ball of beeswax here, but it smells so good. Anyway, your hands are an extension of your heart, and the heart is the gateway from the lower chakras to the upper chakras, and upper doesn't mean better. So I wanted to just, I guess, talk about this idea a little bit, because I have been writing a bunch. I've been cleaning the basement. I got back from the Renaissance Fair and was like, okay, I found out that I have to go back to California and move out of the garage that I was working on, that you guys saw at the rental property where my sister was. She's going to be moving. So I have to pull up stakes again. And oh man, it kind of bummed me out. Like, I really did get the wind knocked out of my sails for a little while about it, because of how many times I've had to restart. And it's exhausting, and it calls into question whether I can do this East Coast, West Coast dream city mouse, country mouse life that I want, because I'm really tired of having to start over again. And anyway, I got back and started work. I was like, okay, there's a bunch of stuff that needs to be done before it gets cold. Like, there's some like insulation things and sealing up leaks, and the basement was really like a big thing, because I need a shop, a better shop, a proper shop. This is always what I need first, is a shop, because I'm an artist and I make everything, you know? So it's like, it's how I make my shows. It's like I'm restoring furniture. I'm like making things to live in, with, on. I make my own little world, you know? That's really what my art is making my own very unique little world. So the shop is always the first thing. And especially with a house like this, it's like, it's been so dysfunctional. And I've been trying to just like, I mean, I had to just literally move mountains here to get it cleared out enough. I mean, it took a year. I mean, there's all these episodes about it, if you go back, about just working on this house for the Baltimore side of it. So, and then on the other side of it, now I have to go start again. But I'm also just like in surrender about it and having faith. But I work through my feelings, and I recognize that everything is always moving me to a better situation, no matter how annoying it is. But I have been writing a lot. Like, I've been getting up super early at like 5:30, writing, painting. I've been really hopped up on William Blake lately. Just watching a lot of videos about his life's work. He was a mystic and a prophet and a writer and an illustrator, just of amazing everything. And so I wrote this week, very much inspired by William Blake, a parable. I took a crack at writing a little parable about menopause. And so it's on my Substack. I think it's just trixylittle.substack.com if you want to read it. Because, you know, I'm real tired of women my age and the way that they talk about their own bodies and the way they talk about menopause. And I'm just like, I mean, because I went through it, I think too early too, from what my body was feeling like. You know, I got a flu vaccine pre-pandemic, just before it. And I think it kicked me into menopause earlier than I would have if I had not had it. And, you know, but my whole journey, you know, the thing I didn't understand about it is that it's a pole shift. It's a perfectly natural pole shift from our hormonal, like, control center. Like, most of our hormones were controlled by the second chakra, sex organs. And then during menopause, it's moving to the sixth chakra, pineal gland, deep inside of our skull, and pituitary gland. So, you know, the pineal gland opens like a pine cone, and very revered by the Egyptians. And so I, you know, was like, there, basically your body has to get this whole new system online. So I wrote a little parable about moving from a warm southern home by the water to a new home in the north, in the mountains, where there's seasons and different things to worry about. The air's different, everything's different. And about how when you're going back and forth, you have to maintain the security and functionality of the place in the south, while you're getting your plumbing, your electrical, your all the systems working in the north. And that there's this back and forth period, which is the transition through menopause, which can be bumpy depending on how toxic your lifestyle is, and or how toxic you are. Like, I got rewired in the forest, and I really felt like the trees were just like lifting gunk out of me and helping me to naturally regulate and rewire and move all this crap out of me, because I'd lived in major cities for, you know, over my whole adult life. And so I wrote a little parable about how I see menopause. And while I was writing it, of course, it's about other things too. It was kind of also about my experience of trying to go back and forth between Baltimore and Northern California, and live in both places, and having to get something you know, up and running, and then make sure this is still functioning and working, and then having to like you come back and do a show and use it, and you know, you need everything to be where you need it. And so, you know, I just think it is really interesting. I always think of being an artist, I mean, it's a service job, it's a channeling, it's channeling. And this is why I got pissed off about, you know, like when people take too heavily from my ideas that haven't done the same work. It annoys me because I've had to live my life a certain way, pull out of so like social groups, like everything, to respect and maintain my connection to my guides, my spirit, all the my creative ancestors that come through me. It disrespects them when my work is disrespected, you know. So it's like I feel like I'm not just protecting my stuff, it's, you know, like it's about respect, you know. And that's what annoys me about social media. You can just flip through stuff and then it's going into the collective imagination, and people don't know how to work with their imagination, which is your God-given magical gift. And it's how we shape the world around us, is with our imagination. It's how we bring things into material form. We dream at first. And it's not like you have a fully realized dream. You start with a sense, like I'm always feeling for what's missing here. What's missing? What do I want to feel? What needs to be added to this? Like, what is missing? And then whatever I feel like that is, I try to add that. I'm not trying to replicate what's already out there. I'm not taking other things. I mean, yes, we all inspire each other. That's true. That's true. And everything is in a relationship. So it is like, but you know, my comedy teacher used to say that all comedians steal technically, but you should never put anything out there. Like, you take your inspiration. Let's say you're really into George Carlin and you want to do something like George Carlin. But by the time you're done with it and put it out there, it should, like, even George Carlin himself shouldn't recognize his own influence. Like, that's how far you take it away from that inspiration to make it something new and different. And this takes time. It's not like a quick thing. So that's why it's like, you know, a lot of my art stuff is cultivated over a long period of time. I'll get the 1.0 of a thing up, and I don't even, like, I don't stress about it. I know that it's a performance, is a collaboration. It's a feedback loop between me and the audience. So I'll show up with a sketch of something and not be afraid of flopping around on stage to find out what's going to happen. I trust my improv abilities. I trust the audience. Like, and I get a lot of information back, and then I can immediately start tailoring it, shaping it, putting more flesh on the bones of the thing. I was talking with a friend the other day about not just like, what are you going to give as opposed to what are you going to get. But I was talking about how a big thing that's I find annoying with pop music is that nowadays, I mean, it's so infiltrated. Like the systems, like the music industry and all that, like, are so controlled. Like, and it has intentionally blocked like organic artists from getting through. So that is, and I do believe, all by design, and it's unfortunate and it sucks, but it's like why pop music sucks for me is that it has height, but not depth. Like, Prince had depth. He was a pop musician. I mean, you know, we know that there are some out there, but it's like right now, it's like, I'm not into Taylor Swift. I'm sorry. I tried to like her. I just don't. It's like, she's got height. It's like, it's gone big. It's like, it's out there. It's like, it's aspirational. It's like all this, but it doesn't have, like, she's not saying something about the soul or the human condition, you know? And that is unfortunate. It's unfortunate because with that kind of reach, it's like, I want more. I want more. I expect more. I know too much. We have better examples. And that's just an example. I'm not dissing on her. I really don't care. But no buts. Just saying. So I guess I am thinking a lot about this shift from terrestrial to celestial in my own body that I went through with menopause. And I am curious, like, what the masculine male, version of that is. I know that you guys go through something also, just the way that men change in old age, as they age. I know that there's something similar going on. And it's beautiful. I just want to really have everyone put the brakes on, like, just because, our bodies are not deteriorating. Like, assume you're going to be 100 years old. Are you going to berate yourself at 60? You're going to start talking shit about, like, your body breaking down? You're going to talk like that to yourself, like, when you still got 40 years left? It's like, get your head in the game here, Don't talk shit about yourself. It's not a deterioration of your body. I actually think it's a heightened sensitivity. Like, I think we had a bubble of protection around us during the childbearing years, for a reason. So we get to explore with more padding. And then it's like the training wheels are off. You're a spiritual being now. You're feeling stuff. When you feel stuff in your body, it's like a lot of times that's like energy accumulated. So you have to keep moving the energy through your joints. Lymphatic drainage is very important to me now. Moving my body every day. Breathing. Like, I don't need to sit down and do pranayama because I'm doing pranayama throughout my day when I feel like I need a thing. When I feel like I got to clear something out, I'm like doing Kapalabhati breath. I just do it. Like, it's yoga stopped being a practice and just started being the way of being. It's much more integrated. And yeah, things hurt, but they always hurt. Like, I went to circus school in my 30s. It fucking hurt. It always hurt. Like, it doesn't hurt more now. Like, yeah, when I get out of bed to go pee in the middle of the night, like, my ankles, sometimes I'm like, ooh, they feel a little stiff. So now, before I get out of bed, sometimes I just roll my ankle a couple times because I'm like, okay, are you ready? You just find workarounds, and it's really a deepening into it's a sensitivity that is beautiful. It's a gift. Being sensitive is a gift when you learn how to use it. Like, you can't be mushy, squishy doormat, because I was like that for a long time because I just felt pummeled by my sensitivity all the time until it toughens up. Now it's a very strong muscle, and I know it's one of my superpowers, and I protect it. I look out for it, and I don't think for 1 second that, just any sort of like ailment or discomfort in my body is like a sign of the end. I mean, I used to think like that. I mean, I was like, no, you've done so many crazy things. I mean, it's like, and yeah, some of it hurts. Some of it's challenging. You're stretching the limits. But I want to feel the edges of what I'm capable of. And I want other people that are doing that too, and not telling themselves dumb stories about it. The other thing I'll say is kind of regarding this upstairs, downstairs idea that I keep talking about, which I described as a pole shift. The parable is called A Parable About Pole Shifts. Because it does make sense, that you go through life. Let's say you're going to be, I went through menopause at 45. I thought it was too early, but let's say it's in the 50s range. And then you have another whole life of half a life left. It's not the beginning of the end. I mean, this is why I think they just throw old people in nursing home jails, because they know that they're just getting more psychic just by being here. Like, it's a superpower. It's not a weakness. Like, no, you can't run around and waste a bunch of energy like you used to. You have to use discernment. You have to put your energy where it counts. You have to be, it's like, it's about precision. It's not scattershot. And that's a gift. It's a gift. It's an opportunity. So, what was the other thing I was going to say about it? Ascending and descending paths. Typically, spirituality, and I had a problem with this all the time, all the years I've been studying yoga, when I was really studying hard, and it's based on, you know, on mystical, masculine. The yogis were typically all male monks, mostly, a lot of them, you know. And that's a path of ascending kind of through detachment, right? Kind of a denial of the physical body and mastering of the mind, very much in the intellect. But there's another way, a descending path, and it's not about descending back down to demon lands. That's not what I'm talking about. It's about deepening back into earth, which we are part of, literal extensions of the earth, walking around. But we are bound to her energetically, physically, everything. Like, we are actually very literal parts of the earth. So a descending path is a deepening, and this would be more of a feminine, a divine feminine way, a divine feminine path to know yourself, which is to know source, which is to know the creator, which is to know the all, which is to know God, which is inside. So the descending path is a deepening just into literally the earth. And it's very material, and it doesn't deny your body. It includes your body. It includes all the grit and the gunk and all of it as part of the beautiful process. So it's not like, there's nothing out there to go fix. Everything is like in here to work on, and it's in your immediate environment. You know, that's where your attention should be. And also, somehow we need each other more. It's like, I have a lot of complaints with stuff out in California. It's like there's one of these Burning Man rules or whatever about self-reliance. Radical self-reliance is one of them. And on the one hand, yeah, that sounds true. Take care of yourself. Don't expect others to take care of you. But I think it's like a toxic self-reliance. Like, everybody's working on their own shit. Like, it doesn't matter, you know? Like, that community or creativity comes later after they get their shit sorted. But things happen simultaneously. And things happen like through surprising ways, like by showing up for other people and seeing what you can give before you're worrying about what you're going to get. I think that's all I have to say today. There's a lot in there, actually. There's probably like four topics I could write whole essays about in there, and I probably will. I feel like I should just write a holistic health book from the way that I see it, which, you know, it'll be on the list. But I do got to get my workshops set up first. So I'll be back very soon. Actually, I'm close to finishing an episode for y'all, and I got some fun things. I want to get caught up on summer because fall's here. All right, good talking to you. Great meeting. Let's do it again soon. Sign up for my Substack if you hadn't. There is a paid membership level, which really is right now one of the only ways you can support me and the work, and it's great. So thanks a lot for considering. And if not, there's just a free level, and enjoy that. It's there for you. It's meant to be a resource. So be well. I'll talk to you soon.